Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be using the Apres, I don't know, every time I say it, people are like, you're saying that wrong. I'm going to be using the art inks, so I wanted to show you guys how to use the Apres art inks. So let's get started. What I'm going to do here is first use the stiletto tips from Glitterbels. So I had a new client in here, I removed her old set, and now I'm just applying some tips. So I sized the tips to her finger, and then I filed down the sides a little bit. And then I apply some base glue, the Glitterbels base glue, and then I let the tip sit with the glue on it for a second, just so it can dry, and then I place it on the nail. So the reason I put it so high on the nail was because the sides of her sidewalls were filed too short. So I needed to fill in the sidewalls before the rest of the nail, so that's why the tip is like so far up the nail. Normally I wouldn't do that. Normally I'd just put it on the tip, but she needed that extra piece of tip on the very sides, so that's why I did that. Then after all the tips are applied, then I applied a clear base. So I use my Glitterbels glass slippers to do the base. I like to do that before filing just because I just feel like it's too weak to file the tips. It just feels too flimsy and I just feel like that would be uncomfortable for my client. So I apply my clear base first and then I file the nails into the shape that I want. So now that her clear base is down and been cleansed, now I'm coming in with the Glitterbels Snow Satin. So this is a really pretty white that has like a shimmery pearl pigment added in it. So the shimmery pearl pigment makes it super easy to use. So on most of her nails I'm doing the same design, but two of them I'm doing slightly different. So to start on her pinky, I applied that Snow Satin at the very tip, and then I use my brush to kind of pull it up the nail, and then I'll apply my cuticle bead. So the reason I do that is just because the nails are long and I don't want to apply too much at the cuticle and then have to struggle to get it all the way down the nail. So the brush I am using here is the Glitterbels number 12 brush. I've since switched to the Glitterbels number 10, which I really like. So if you guys are those kind of people that prefer a little bit of a smaller brush, the number 10 is seriously, it's perfect. So I apply the cuticle bead near the cuticle and then I try to get it nice and close and even. And then after that's been applied, now I'm coming in with the Glitterbels ambassador color called Michaela. It is such a pretty glitter. It's got like opal flakes in it. It's so pretty. You guys can kind of see it here. It's just stunning. I don't even know. It's like one of the nicest colors ever. So I'm just applying this all over the entire nail. So this is a pre-mixed acrylic. So you can just dip your brush in your monomer and then go right into your mix. You don't have to pick up a clear bead or anything first. So after I get that all over the nail, then I go with my brush and I try to wipe the sidewalls because you don't want any of the pieces of the flakes sticking up or anything, because then you might file into it and, you know, get rid of them by accident. So I remove all the excess flakes that are sticking up and I pat it down really flat. So speeding up the video a little bit here, on her ring finger and her pointer finger, those are the nails I did kind of differently. So I'm starting at the cuticle area first and then I'm just dragging that Snow Satin color down the nail. And I'm going to make these nails a clear tip just to change it up a little bit. So after I apply my Snow Satin, then I'm going in with Michaela and I'm just applying that over top of the Snow Satin and kind of fading it down the clear tip as well. So I went ahead and finished the other nails, and here they all look. So this is before encapsulation. Look at that glitter. So now I'm gonna come in with my Glitterbels glass slippers. This is the clear, and I'm just gonna show you one nail here. So I apply a bigger bead near the cuticle area. The way I hold my brush is kind of like further down the handle. That's just how I like to hold the brush when I'm trying to get a nice, close, even application. I like to have lots of control of my brush. So I apply my cuticle bead and then I use the brush to drag it down the nail and kind of pat and pull it just to get full coverage so that the nail is fully encapsulated. So I really like to spend a lot of extra time on the very tip trying to make sure that you get full thickness and coverage, because I remember a long time ago I used to do my own nails. I'd always miss applying enough on the tip of my stiletto nails and I'd always snap the very tip off. So you got to make sure that you apply enough product at the tip and not rely just on the plastic tip. So after I got that all down, now I'm just building up this nail a little bit more. Then I take a look at all angles. And when I'm happy with that, I let that dry, and now I'm gonna finish file. So I'm just gonna quickly show you guys my finish filing routine, because you guys have probably seen this like a million times. So I just take this medium cone carbide bit, and I like to use this just around the cuticle area, just to make sure there's no ledge or anything right at that area. Then I've switched to a safety carbide bit, and this is a fine bit. You can get fine or medium, either is good. And then I just go over the nail and just use this to debulk the nail before hand filing. Then I've switched to a hand file, and I use this to fix up my sidewalls. And then I go over the whole nail to try to even it out, kind of. So you're just gonna go from the left, around the top, around the cuticle area, and then down the right. And I'm just keep doing that until everything is even and exactly how I want it. And I also shorten the nails a little bit because she wanted them a little bit shorter. And then I rounded out the point ever so slightly, just so it wasn't so pointy, so you don't like ruin your clothes and everything. And then I went under the nail just to make it nice and straight. And then I did that on all the nails, and then I'm just giving them a quick light buff. Right after that, the nails have been cleansed, they're nice and clean. So now before using the art inks, this is an important step, make sure to apply top coat. So here I'm just going to use a matte top coat. I feel like it just makes it a little bit easier to use the art inks. If you don't apply any kind of top coat and then you use your art inks, they're going to kind of bleed into the lines that are going to be left behind on the nail. So no matter how hard you file the nail, you're still going to have tiny little micro lines you can't see up until you put your art inks down, and then it will kind of spread and just won't look right. So apply a top coat in order to use your inks. So I'm going to use number 5 and number 6 from the Apres Art Inks. And so what I started doing was I applied from one corner down to the middle and then to the other corner. And I'm just going along the nail with the purple and the pink, and then just doing a super easy pattern. So easy. And then I'm using the blending fluid that it comes with, and the brush I'm using here is from Crystal Nails. It is just a one stroke brush, but I like to use it for other stuff. So I kind of use it for doing stuff like this and cleaning up lines and stuff. So after I applied the first layer and used my blending fluid, it was too light and I wanted it darker, so I just applied a little bit more. So it's really fun. You can really play with these. You kind of just jiggle your brush to kind of pick up and take away color and blend it. It's so fun. You guys, you have no idea. You got to get these. It's just sweet. So after I got all of the art inks on, now I'm just applying some crystals. So I'm applying a big Bemi Beauty Box ring type embellishment, and then I apply a crystal in that embellishment, and then I'm applying one of these really big long crystals. I got this from Crystal Princess. I'm applying a little bit more crystals and some of those little beads too, and then I made sure to cure that because I used the Ugly Duckling Schtik glue. So then now we get to top coat all these nails. It's gonna be so pretty. So I'm using my Glitterbels No Wipe top coat, and I actually did do two coats of top coat. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. I did 2 coats in order to make sure that my art inks stayed nice and vibrant, because I found with like Sharpie art and stuff, sometimes it'll fade. So I thought 2 top coats might help. So I gave that a full cure, and then this is how they turned out in the end. I added some more crystals on the pointer finger as well, just to give it some more bling. What do you guys think? I ended up calling these kind of like smoky pink clouds. They reminded me of like opal clouds or something. So pretty. I love them so much. So I hope you guys like this video, and make sure you subscribe and click the bell to never miss a upload, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!